from Numancia, Aklan, in Western Visayas in the Philippines. I'm having my morning cup of coffee here in my coffee with Gino cup. My Copico Blanca. Copico Blanca is my choice of 3-in-1 coffee in the Philippines. It's coffee, cream, and sugar all in one, powder form. Comes in a sachet. You just put it in your cup, add hot water, and you have a nice cup of coffee. I'm just gonna make sure I'm online here, make sure I'm live. All right, let me see.
My work is easy because I use
let me see.
Here's how I get perfect
Lower
notes
the
from
volume
everything.
here. All right, looks like I'm on. Looks like I'm on. Let me see. Let me see. Let me double check. All right, looks like I'm on. All right, all right. Kevin, hey, what's up? What's up, Kevin Shores? Thank you for joining the live stream this morning. Hey, Tim, my good friend in Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Yo, 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 Tim. Hey, man, I got me my malunggay pandesal. I got a fresh bag, still warm. I had a couple already. Had a couple of malunggay pandesal already. I dropped off Mom and Leanna at church this morning. They like going to church at 6 a.m. So I usually get them there like 5:45. You know, I'm always early. I haven't adopted to this being late in the Philippines. You know, I was 20 years in the military. I was United States Air Force for 20 years. So old habits are hard to break. I'm still early for everything here. Even my appointments, everything, parties, I'm always on time, or you know, like my boss used to say in the military, if you're at the scheduled time, like it's 8, if you show up at 8, you're already late. You're already late. You're supposed to show up like 15 minutes early for everything. All right, thank you, Tim. Yep. Can hear you fine. All right. I gotta make sure I start putting it on my laptop too, just to make sure that it's playing, or it's not lagging or anything like that. Always do the weather. I always do the weather. Right now, it's been good weather here in Aklan, Numancia. No rain the past couple of days. Nothing weather-wise as far as like typhoons or anything like that. The shear line, the same shear line in like the Isabela, Cagayan, Northern Luzon area, that's causing scattered rains and thunderstorms. Pretty much the whole country, Batanes the same way, Visayas, Mindanao, Metro Manila, it's partly cloudy, rain showers and thunderstorms. So it's still the considered rainy season in the Philippines. Like I said before, July to December, you get rain here in the Philippines. So come January to June is the start of the dry season here. So we'll still get rain off and on here in December for sure. Yo, 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 can you hear fine? Yep. Did you get your guard? Yes, I always get my guard some, Tim. Kevin, unfortunately, Kevin, you probably weren't watching the live streams before. Chloe passed away, unfortunately. We had to bury her 2 days ago in our land in Katiklan. She didn't survive. She made it through the emergency surgery, but during recovery, she didn't survive. So, big loss for us. It's been tough. The past couple of days here. You know, Chloe was our baby, so, just gotta move on. But we were able to bury Chloe in our land in Katiklan, where we plan on building our permanent home, our retirement home. I guess that will be the last home I'll ever build in my life. We're planning on building something similar to our house, like a small, like a 1-bedroom, no stairs anymore, because it's just gonna be Dazzle and I that will move in our land there. Mom's house is next door. Nene's house, Dazzle's older sister's next door. So we got plenty of room for, when people visit, they'll plenty of space for them to stay. So we're just gonna build a 1 bedroom, kind of like a bungalow style. Kind of probably build like the roof on it, like a cement roof. That way I don't have to worry about, being destroyed by typhoon. Make it typhoon proof when we build our home there. Yeah, Tim. Like I said, Tim, I always get my guard. The guards at the gate. I always get like two bags. That's like a habit of mine. So they always give me a smile when I give them the pandesal. Derek, aloha, military, hooray, up and wait. Yeah, hurry up and wait. Yeah, that's what the military is, right? I remember attending meetings in the military. If the meeting's at 8 and you show up at 8, most of the time that everybody's sitting down already, everybody's ready to go, and you show up at 8. Everybody look at you. You look at you that you're late. So always hurry up and wait, or always for everything in the military. And today, it's still to this day, I'm always early for everything. And you know how here in the Philippines, everybody's always late here. No, nothing starts on time here. If I event here, event at Pastrana Park, anything says it starts at 6, it won't start till 7. Always like an hour late. J-Boy, good morning, J-Boy. Thank you for joining the live stream this morning. Sushi lover, man. I love sushi. I like to eat sushi too, man. The only sushi that I really like here, you would think, we're in Panay Island. There's a lot of seafood here. But here in Calibo, we don't have a Japanese restaurant. We used to have one, but it wasn't a hit. I guess Filipinos aren't that big on sushi, which is surprising because, Filipinos like to fry fish. That's kind of like the fry or barbecue, like grill. Just grill the fish, whole fish, head, tail, everything, grill it. Or fry it whole. They're not big on sushi here. Unless you're in like BGC, a big city, you'll see sushi places. Like here in Aklan province, the only sushi places I know is that I've eaten that are decent would be Hakata in Boracay and Hama at D Mall in Boracay. I know there's like scattered, I'm sure somebody's trying to do sushi somewhere here in the mainland, but in Calibo, I haven't found one. I haven't found a sushi place in. I haven't found a sushi place in. Let me see here. Look at my notes here real quick. You look like Gustavo Fring. All right, I have a comeback for that because you're not the only person, man. I'm a big Breaking Bad fan, a big Better Call Saul. Let me say a line from Gus Fring. You don't get to decide what he deserves. I do. Something like that. Something, that was one of the lines from Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul. And then some of the lines that he had at with Breaking Bad was what was that when he was talking with Walt. He always told Walt, you don't make the mistake twice. It's like he's a bad man, man. I love me some Gustavo Fring, man. Oh wow, that's sir. Sorry for thank you, Kevin Shores. Appreciate it. I've gotten so many condolences, prayers. It's been tough. It's like the last 4 days has been like, man, it's like been difficult. But we're Dazzle and I, we made a pact. It's like we don't leave each other. Like before, Dazzle would stay up here at late at night. She'd be here because Chloe used to be here. So now she can like stay here down here. So she's been sleeping the same time I've been sleeping the past 2 nights. We're just, trying to hold it together, trying to hold it together. That was our baby, Chloe was our baby. That's why it's rough for us, because people used to ask us all the time, when we got married, how come you guys don't have a baby? Have a baby, have a baby. And we, Dazzle and I always like look at each other, it's like we just smile, because Chloe was our baby, for 11 and a half years, she was our baby. And what's nice about Chloe, she stayed a baby. She never grew up. It's like, how kids are. Baby might be cute, toddler might be cute, but the minute they grow up, it's like it changes. They lose their cuteness. With Chloe, we never lost that. We always, she was always our baby until she passed away. Becky Morgan, hello. Good morning, Dazzle from Ted. All right. Advice for a Gen Z guy. All right. Pretty deep thought there. Pasha. I'm not really good with all that Gen Z, millennial, all that. I can't keep track, man. There's so many. I can't keep track of that stuff, But Team Melker, but they are in a better place and felt a warm bed. Full bowl. Yes. I always like, we had a good 11 and a half years, it's like great memories. And one thing we're thankful, we got a lot of like YouTube videos. Our phones are full of pictures, full of videos. So, we can't watch it right now. It's like tough to watch it right now, but we'll get through it. It's tough losing a family member like that. It was difficult making the decision to have him put down to sleep. He had cancer. Yes, I know. It's like, I was talking to Dazzle about that. That would have been a hard decision, if I had the decision to put Chloe down. I mean, we went with the emergency surgery. We knew what the surgery, she might not handle it at her age and all that. But I wanted her to give all the opportunity for her to live, So I don't think I could have, that would have been hard, that would have been hard. Like if I had the decision to like end her life, It's like, for me, everything happens for a reason. So it's like, hurry up and wait. So true. Every time in line to wait on board an airline, we get I always want to yell, make a hole, yeah, right, make a hole, man. That's like a common term too in the military. I remember that too. Make a hole. Let me just look up my notes here. Okay, and today I that short video that came out about helper, like a domestic helper. I've actually gotten a lot of phone calls. About that domestic helper, because how as you get older, I even have I have a cousin in California. They live in a nice home, big house, like 3-bedroom, 2-bath, swimming pool. They're really well off, my cousin. But one of the things my cousin, I always noticed, that she would complain about, is like, she's got a big house, but she's like the domestic helper for her house, because it's just her and her husband now. And she's getting advanced in age, she's like, I think, she's probably like close to 70 now. So if you can imagine, I'm thinking, it's like, with a big house like that, it's just her and her husband. Yeah, it becomes a lot of work to maintain the house, and then another couple from Hawaii, they told me that was another thing they were thinking about moving to the Philippines, because they had been stationed at Clark before, And when you're a clerk, you had domestic helpers, you had drivers, you have yard boys, you had everything. You have everything, and you still have that here. That's one of the attractions to move to the Philippines. I think, it's like, especially if you're getting advanced in age and you can't do a lot of the chores anymore, or if you still got young kids. If you got young kids, man, you can easily hire a nanny here. A nanny here, like I was saying on the video, on that short video, and now I'll talk more about it. Finding a domestic helper here, like here in Calibo. If you want a domestic helper here in Calibo, you have the option to, like, if let's say you have space, you have two bedroom apartment, you have the option to have the person live in the one bedroom, a live-in domestic helper that will, like, shop groceries for you, go to the public market for you, cook for you, do your laundry, do all the cleaning, basically do everything for you. It's like, and it will only cost you about 10,000 pesos for a domestic helper. She'll get 6 days of work, 1 day off. That's typical here. 10,000 pesos. That's like $170. A month. That's how much all you'll have to pay. And I know I have friends here. In Aklan province. They got 2 kids, young kids, and both kids each have a nanny. And the nannies, they make about the same amount, probably like $170 a month. So very affordable. That's one of the things, it's like that could be an incentive for people to move here, because make your life easier if those things. I know me, I like to do everything for myself. Like all the chores, that's our house is so tiny that we can do that. I don't mind. I'd even like laundry. Mom and I take turns doing laundry. But that's like, if you're, let's say you can't move around, you have a bad back, it's like, even grocery shopping could be a task, so that's an option here. That's an option that you would have here. And most of the domestic helpers here that you'll see, most of the nannies are female. It's like I've never really seen a male do that role. Like a domestic helper, maid, or a nanny. I have seen here that for the males, they do have what's called like a houseboy. That's houseboy. That's what they're. Most of the houseboys, a bigger house, or sometimes people have farms, and they'll hire men, or houseboys is what they call it, and they do a lot of outdoor work. Maybe in the farm, maybe washing the car, maybe mowing the lawn, yard work, stuff like that. So there's the separation as far as work. And then driver, you can actually hire a driver here. People hire drivers here all the time. And then all the costs, even like for the domestic helper, the yard boy, the house boy, the driver, all that is negotiable. The price is really, there's not a standard wage. Usually you can kind of gauge in the area where you live. Like if you live in Manila, it's going to cost more. It's going to cost more in the cities. In the province here, the salary for any worker, any person that you hire will be cheaper here in the province. I just mentioned that separation between like the female doing the domestic help, because I know in the U.S. now they have that DEI thing. I know it's like gender roles. I know that really doesn't apply very much here in the Philippines. Here, people really understand their roles here. It's like they don't get confused. They don't get confused of like they're okay with like, okay, women do this, men do this. That they're okay with that. You don't see many female tricycle drivers here. I've never really seen a female taxi driver. You just don't. It's like here in the Philippines, people just kind of fall in their roles, and it's accepted. It's not looked at as a bad thing. It's not looked at as a bad thing. Okay, how do you find one? That's usually the next question people ask me. How do you find a domestic helper? How do you find a driver? To me, the best way to find here in the province, anyway, I know it's more difficult if you pick a city. Like if you're in Manila, Cebu City, it's gonna be more difficult for you. For those places, actually, I know in Manila they have a lot of agencies. You'll have to go through an agency. That way, usually the agencies, they do a little vetting for you. The person would have to, like, if they go to the agency there, they will have to, like, a police report. They got their two valid IDs. There's some vetting done by the agency. But if you use the agency, it's going to cost you more. The agencies will charge you extra. It's just going to be here in Calibo, in the provinces. I have not seen an agency like that here in Calibo. In most provinces, you don't, because in the province, the way domestic helpers, people get hired is through people that you know, usually through family. Because in the province, the one thing you'll notice, people in the province, big families in the province. It's not in the cities. More and more, you're getting more westernized, to where you normally will just people in the cities, Manila, Cebu City, Iloilo City. Most of the time, you'll see people living there will have 2 kids, one sometimes. Here in the province, it's a different dynamic. In the province, man, people are still having kids. It's still, they're not doing the 9 to 10 kids anymore, like back in the 70s when I was growing up. Now, but you still see people here with 4, 5, 6 kids. You still see that. It's still, because the province, they don't look at having kids as like a big burden. They look at having kids as, more help around the house, more help in the farm, another hand in going fishing. In the city, it's a different dynamic, because they got to go to school. They got it just works. It seems like to work out like that. That's what I noticed. Most of the people that I know that live in the city, a lot of times they have 1 or 2 kids. In the provinces, they just got more kids. They do not mind having a lot of kids here in the province. And as far as finding a maid or a houseboy driver here in the province, that's how you find them, through family, because the family is so big, right? Dazzle, when she goes to Katiglan, she's related to like 100 people, and I'm not even joking about that. That's how I'm not even. So there's always like a cousin, an auntie, or somebody that's looking for a job, or she doesn't have a job, or he doesn't have a job. So you can always find somebody, but that's how I would recommend. If you're looking for a maid or a domestic helper here in the province, find it through people that you know, or like for me, it's like I can recommend people to you that I know from Dazzle's family. That's how I would do it. It's hard to like just hire somebody off the street, right? Because like, you're taking a chance. That person's inside your house. Even in Manila, I know, even with the agencies, it could go sideways too. Because again, even if the agencies vet the person and all that, there's a person inside your house. It's somebody that you have to trust inside your house, and also with your kids, a nanny. That would be a person that you would trust with your kid. So. I know it's a big step. It's a big decision. But usually, family here in the Philippines, good friends can help you with that and finding that. But there is easy to find here, actually. Not hard to find at all if you're looking for a domestic helper here in the province. And what I know, and this goes way back to when I was growing up, even when I was here growing up in Manila in the 70s, we had maids at our house in Manila. Our maids always came from Visaya. Manila is like in Luzon, the region of Luzon. Visayan region's in the middle. Our maids always came from Visaya, and that hasn't changed. That dynamic hasn't changed. I guess they have a hard time finding maids. I don't know what that, in Luzon, maybe the provincial areas in Luzon may be easier. But even me, I have relatives that live in Manila, live in Tarlac City, that have asked me, hey, do you know anybody you can recommend? We need a houseboy, we need a maid. And what happens is like people here in the province, I know Samar, Leyte, Iloilo, Aklan, Guimaras, a lot of these people here in the province, they do want to go to Manila. You know, they want to experience the big city. They want to see, you know, get away, like to work. And there's not a lot of work here. So they do go become domestic helpers in Luzon. A lot of times the people in Luzon hiring them, if I recommend them, they pay for transportation. They would like pay for their airplane fee or boat fee, whatever, to get them there. And then they negotiate the salary, their vacation time, of course, they get vacation time to come home to the province here. That's the dynamic. And that's been going on since like the 70s. And to this day, it hasn't changed. You don't see many people from Luzon or from Manila moving here to Visaya to become a maid or a driver. It's always like people in Visayas region or Mindanao region going to Manila, going to Luzon and work there. There's just more work in Manila, more work in Luzon. All right. I'm gonna go back to the comments. I just wanted to add that topic to today's discussion. All right, team. When an airline employee is trying to get through, how about the airline? Make a hole. Hey, John Vasquez, thank you for joining the live stream this morning. Hello, sir, for Jahang. All right, thank you. Everything will be great, man. I know, everything will be great. Everything will be great. Thank you, brother. Good day for the market. No rain. All right, yeah. And here in Kalibo, here in the Numancia events, Sunday is market day here. Busy market day in Kalibo. They actually block streets in Kalibo where the street becomes like a market area. Like, what do they call that in the US? I'm trying to get like a farmer's market. Like they'll block a street in Kalibo, and the vendors, they're mostly farmers here in Aklan. They'll just like put a tarp on the ground, on the street itself. All right, Jumpy, when you have time, can I add thumbs up emoji? All right, there you go. JP sent me a message. But they just lay down the tarp, and then they put all their, potatoes, taro, everything on the street, and really good deals. Market day in Kalibo is super busy because, man, you can get some very inexpensive produce out on the street, because the guys that are selling on the street, it's like a farmers. They don't pay rent like inside the public market, so they can sell their goods at a cheaper price. And everybody knows that. That's why busy day starting like at sunrise. People are like going to the public market in Kalibo. And that's the other thing. If you got a domestic helper, man, that public market, it's chaos there in the like on a Sunday market and Sunday public market day. It is chaos there. If you do not like crowds, you don't like a lot of people, if you have a domestic helper, that person will be doing the shopping for you. You just wait for your food. JP, hello, Gino and family. All right. Norman, hey, good morning, Gino. Only 3 more months and I will be back. Oh, that is nice. I'm happy for you, man. 3 months is nothing, man. That's nothing. You'll be here before you know it. JP, John V. All right, John V. Abdul, you are looking. All right, thank you, Abdul. Appreciate the compliment. JP, morning. Hey, Baluz, my good friend in Leyte. Hello, Baluz from JP. James, hey, James. Good morning, James. I saw your video of Chole earlier, and then your talk with what America can learn from the Philippines. It goes both ways. There's a lot of things that the Philippines can learn from America, but there's a lot of things that America. People come here. We know, James, right? They talk big about America, and I lived in America. Always gonna be grateful for the opportunity to have moved to America. Not many get that, here in the Philippines, even not many get that. I know how life changing for me, the opportunities I had in America gave me a good life. I'm retired. I have a military pension for the rest of my life, collecting a pension for the last 22 years. I can't even imagine, how that happened. Like the last 22 years, every single month, I have a paycheck from the United States government. So grateful for that. But I'll never forget that. Like I said, if the U.S. ever needs me to defend them again, I'll defend the U.S. again, and not gonna be a problem. But with that though, there are things that America can learn from the Philippines. There's a lot of things that the Philippines, I think, do well. Like James had pointed out, it's like many foreigners, they make a big deal about, I can buy land in the Philippines. Well, the Philippines is for the Filipinos, right? So, I think that's what went wrong in America. And just my opinion now, don't slam me. It's like they allow corporations, they allow like the Chinese to buy land in America. To me, it's like something's wrong with that. It's like China is the enemy. It's like people are like, I don't understand, how they can see that. They, how, the lawmakers or who's ever in charge in America, that's your enemy. The enemy is buying land. They're buying land in the United States near military bases. Like, why do you think China is doing that? They're not doing that. They want to like plant something there. They want spies. They want to set up for like when something happens. They got they got front row seats to America. Do we have that in China? I don't think we have that kind of we don't have that kind of capability. So to me, it's like James was saying, there's many things that unfortunately our lawmakers in America has let us down. Bon Tilao, let me work as your houseboy. That's funny. That's funny. I don't have a houseboy. I don't have a nanny. I don't need one because I like, before I got sick, I even now, it's like I'm recovering. I do the laundry. Dazzle and I, we do all the housework here. We don't, but appreciate the offer, brother. I'll do that. Shine your shoes, shine your shoes. I do not own a pair of shoes, brother. You got no shoes to shine. I do not own a pair of shoes that need shining. I own like 2 pairs of tennis shoes. I have like a Skechers that I wear, and then now I got a New Balance. I haven't even worn my backup. Once my Skechers. I only wear flip flops now most of the time. I don't own a lot of stuff. It's like I've made sure that once I'm retired, like I can fit in one suitcase all the belongings that I have, all my clothes and shorts. I can fit in one suitcase. I'm not, I'm no longer materialistic. I'm actually more minimalist. That's the way I want to live for the rest of my life. I just find that living a more minimalist lifestyle is just easier, less stress, less things to break, less things to buy. It's like I don't collect things. I have no collection of any kind. It's like when I was in the U.S., of course I had my memorabilia, my military memorabilia. I even had sports memorabilia. I had a lot of things. A lot of things. When I got rid of all that stuff, I made sure that I didn't repeat that same mistake here in the Philippines. I don't collect anything. I have no, the phone here that I have is an iPhone 10. That's what I own. It's like I don't have a lot of stuff that I own, and I like it that way. I like it that way. My tent. All right, my tent light pole. All right, thank you, Bon Tilao. You're well-spoken and expressive po, kuya. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the compliment. Hey, Charlie Lass, my good friend in Boston. All right, Charlie. Thank you, brother. Thank you for that message I got, and appreciate you, brother. I just followed and subscribed to you po, kuya. All right, thank you, Bon Tilao. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoy our channel. We got lots of videos of our life here in Aklan Province. Plenty to watch if you're interested in our channel. I'm still eating Thanksgiving. Oh man, I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous, Charlie. That's one holiday. Thanksgiving and Christmas in the U.S. For me, those two holidays, it's all about food, right? And it's really not nothing about anything else. It's like all about food, and I love like turkey, the dressing, the all the fix it, cranberry sauce, pumpkin pie. Man, I can eat that for days, man. Store that in the refrigerator, leftovers, and just keep pulling it until you run out, man. That is awesome. I'm jelly. I'm jelly. But next year, I do plan. We had a little get together at the 8 Ball Tavern, but for sure, next year I will plan a bigger event for Thanksgiving. I'm already thinking in my head like Loola's Fish Farm. They have a big bank cabana there that we can use, and we will cook turkey. I will make that happen. I will get fine turkey here in Aklan. They do have them, free range turkey, but it might take 2 or 3 turkeys because the free range turkeys, when you see it, they're kind of skinny and they ain't got a lot of fat or a lot of meat on them, It's like, but dude, they do have SNR. They do have SNR in Iloilo City, so I can buy like the frozen one. The ones I can buy here in Numancia, we gotta like kill it and dress it and everything. It's moving. When you buy it, it's still alive when you buy it here. But I will make that happen. That will be one of my goals of 2026 is to have a traditional American style Thanksgiving dinner with turkey. We'll do the mashed potato and gravy. That's easy enough to do. The stuffing I'll have to get at SNR. I do know they have a Stouffer stuffing. So I really want to do a cranberry sauce that's available at SNR. So I will shoot for a Thanksgiving next year to do that. Me too, Bontilao. Thank you. Thank you again for subscribing, Bontilao. Appreciate you. On live, no, I don't do tricks. My channel pretty much is pretty serious. I don't do gimmicks. I don't make fun of people. That's not in our channel. I want to help people. I want to be a trusted person. With credibility, stuff like that. You lose credibility, I think, when you do crazy nonsense like that. Pinoy, good afternoon from windy and cloudy Seattle, Washington. All right. Weather conditions today. I got a lot of people from Washington State, man, on the channel. JP being one, my friend Gray here, Stevie now he's in Katiglan. A lot of people here on our channel from Washington State. Absolute cinema. All right. Hello, JP from James and Karen's Adventure. Belus says, good morning to JP, JNK, J-Ball, and all. All right. Pinoy, how are you, bro, Gino? I'm getting ready for the annual Seattle Marathon. Ooh, wow. That is awesome, man. Congratulations already, man. Just to be able to do a marathon, that's like amazing. Tomorrow morning is time. Hopefully no rain during that time. All right, that's so awesome, man. Wait, Giancarlo. Oh yeah, that actor, the Gus Ring. Is that you? All right, man. Let me pull another line from Breaking Bad there. Since you pointed that out. This was a scene, Gus Ring, one of the memorable lines from Better Call Saul. I will kill your wife. I will kill your son. And I will kill your infant daughter. That's Gus Ring, baby. Gus Ring. Do I need to bring any shoes that need shined? They are in my donation box. I don't think so. I don't own one. JP. I do not own a leather shoe. I attend weddings here. If I have to attend a wedding here, I have khaki pants and I wore my Skechers. My one shoe that I always wear. Here in the Philippines, maybe if you're in the city, maybe, it's like, I do see like people that live in Manila, they do wear like, leather shoes, barong, or suits even. People wear suits. But here in the province, man, it's just not a thing. Not a thing here. It's like People don't really dress up here in Aklan province unless it's a big event, like if it's a wedding or something. And even at that, you can attend I've seen people attend on a wedding here with jeans on, jeans and like sneakers, and a t-shirt, It is not, that's why I love it here. That's why I love it here. I do not have to maintain a whole wardrobe. When I worked in the United States, when I was student, I had suits, I had ties, I had like long sleeve shirts. I don't have none of that here. Here, pretty much I could wear t-shirt and board shorts every single day of the year. And if I do get invited to an occasion, like I attended James and Karen. I attended their wedding in May. I wore my khaki pants, my one khaki pants. I have one khaki pants and I have one Old Navy jeans. Those are only two pants that I own. And I wore my khaki pants. I wore a long sleeve shirt. I think I got 3 long sleeve shirts, for events like that. And then I wore my Skechers. I wore my Skechers. That's why I wore to a wedding. And that's totally accepted here. No need to bring like leather shoes that you gotta shine here, man. It's another life now, JP. It's another life now. You're in the islands now, man. This is island living now. It's not I can't see anything formal event that you would really need a suit here. I've never, I don't own a suit. I don't even own a suit. I don't own a suit. All my military, my formal dress blues is what we call it in the military. I gave it away. I donated and gave them away. I've been here 14 years. I never had a need. I've been here 14 years. I'd never had a need to wear a suit or leather shoes. Or leather shoes. That should make a law that in the U.S. that foreigners can buy U.S. properties but have to sell to an American within 10 years if goes to the government. All right. Yeah, it's like, I think, there's just a lot of laws in the U.S. I think that lawmakers in Congress have failed us Americans. It's like they were looking, it seems like, just to me, just my opinion, like I said, I don't get political on the channel, but, they to me, the last few years, it seems like they were so worried about all the illegal immigrants. I'm like, isn't that illegal? Isn't there a reason why they're called illegal? They're there for, if you're illegal here in the Philippines, you ain't gonna get no benefits here in the Philippines. You're gonna be in jail in the Philippines if you're illegal. The minute you like lapse on your tourist visa here, you better be careful, because if they catch you on a lapse, if you don't update your tourist visa and it lapses, you're like 2-3 months. I've heard people here sometimes, I haven't paid my tourist visa in a year or 2. If they ever catch you, you're gonna be in jail. You're gonna be in jail. There's no what is that? Rights. There's no rights here in the Philippines as far as illegal aliens here in the Philippines, or illegal foreigners here. Hey Gino, what a week for football. All right. I didn't realize that. I haven't been watching football. I did see a highlight that the Cowboys beat the Chiefs. I was like, what? The Cowboys won? I was surprised about that. But I haven't been watching American football. Y'all have a great day. All right, Brian, my good friend in Galveston County, Texas. Have a good day. Have a good day. Lowell, hey Lowell. Lowell from, kamusta? Mabuti ako, kapatid. Mabuti ako. Lowell from Oregon, mabuhay. God bless, my brother. God bless. Always. Belus, I think China and a lot of others be retracted from America. Yes, larger houses are a lot of maintenance than farms. Wow. It's the weather, so extreme. Yeah, well, that's a lot of those Chinese that got into America, I'm sure they're not there just to be friends or just to start a life. America let in a bunch of spies and a bunch of military Chinese people into America. So you don't know what they're planning in America, and the chaos that the Chinese already does to America. I guess because my military background, even before I left the military, I retired in 2003. Before I even retired, I always knew that the enemy is China. China's the enemy. If you think China is a friend, man, you better start do some reading and research, man. You're awesome po, kuya. I had fun listening to you. All right, thank you so much. Bontilao. I've always thought of Thanksgiving as a smaller Christmas. It's less stress, no getting presents, but just food. I know, right? Just food, and football. That's what I remember too. That just for me, that's always Thanksgiving and Christmas in the U.S. For us Filipinos that were in the U.S., that's just a get to. And and Filipinos, when we have Thanksgiving, of course, we picked up the tradition in America that you got to cook a turkey, but we also have pancit, we also have lumpia. It was a good mix of Filipino food and turkey. For us Filipinos in the U.S. Edgar, all right, Edgar. Good morning, Edgar. The chicken here are tiny, lots small. yeah. Small drumsticks and wings. I know. When you order like chicken wings, I always, lately I've avoided fried foods. I've pretty much given up fried foods, but chicken wings, I used to love like fried chicken wings. And when you look at the wing here, you're like, and then they cut it too. Like in the U.S., a wing is like like a big piece. Here they'll count, like they'll chop the wing into two pieces and count as a two piece. They're trying to cheat you, on the amount of chicken that they're trying to give you. But they are, I know somebody explained it to me here. About chicken in the U.S. That's why they're so big. It's like they're basically the chickens. Someone told me they're in like farms in the U.S. and the chickens don't do much. The chicken just kind of stays and they fatten them up in like cages. So it's not moving around. It's not that's even the turkeys. They're just fattening them up. Here, the chickens here roam around, especially the native chicken. It's like, and even when you cage them here, they look smaller. That chickens here look smaller. Maybe it's the breed. Maybe it's the breed that they have here. All right, JP, hello Lowell. Are your Ducks going to beat my Huskies? All right, the Ducks, the Oregon Ducks, and the Washington Huskies. I will not hold it against you all alone. Hello, Edgar. From JP, John. Hi, from Bucharest. All right, JP. I forgot Gray was from Washington. Yes, he's from. He's got a house in Washington, and I think he's still got a farm in where was his farm? I think it's in Kansas or something in the Midwest. He's got a farm and he's got a. Said hi, John. All right, Lowell, JP, no problem. I don't watch sports anymore. Yeah. I'm the same way. I do watch. I'm a big baseball fan. I love my Dodgers. And the Lakers, I've been, we have NBA. Football is just not that big here in the Philippines. It's really, only the expats really can talk about football here. That's why, at least with the basketball, everybody watch. Basketball is huge in the Philippines. It's all about basketball here as far as sports. Brian, good morning to you, Master Sergeant. All right. Another day closer to my retirement. Iloilo, congratulations. I'm excited for you, Brian. You pick a good spot, man. Iloilo is like Iloilo City, province of Iloilo, man. You got everything there. That's a good, for me, if you're landing there in Iloilo, that's a soft landing to the Philippines. A beautiful area. You got a nice, Iloilo, it's like, you got the city, but it's not like Manila City. Manila is just like insane. At least in Iloilo, it's a city, but it's not that crazy. It's not so congested. The streets are wide, the diversion road, 6 lanes on both. You don't feel like so trapped or so congested there like you do in Manila. And then the people. The people is what makes the difference for me too. Panay Island people anyway, Iloilo, some of the best people that you'll meet in the world. Man, they're just like, they're soft-spoken. The way they speak even, the Ilonggos, they're called Ilonggos here, the way they speak, very soft-spoken. Even when they're mad, they're soft-spoken. I've never seen that. I kind of smile when I hear Ilonggos talk, and you can tell they're upset, but they're like, they're still got that calm demeanor, but you can tell that, something's like bothering them. But congratulations on your upcoming retirement. I always say that to people, the chance to retire, it's no longer given, even for Americans. Yeah. From what I'm seeing now, people are not able to retire in America on Social Security. If you didn't have savings saved up or built up a nest egg, if you've gotten a divorce and got hammered on the divorce and all you're getting is like your Social Security, Americans are having a hard time retiring on Social Security alone. So that's why it's no longer a given. That's why many are leaving America, And it makes sense to me. If you're only getting Social Security and no other pension, why stay in America and then have to keep working? If you're working like at Walmart or a job until your 70s, you're not really retired. Retirement to me is like not working. To me, you're retired when you're no longer working. That's my thing. That's just my opinion there. But congratulations, Brian. Excited for you. Great. It will be a great life ahead of you in Iloilo City. JP, Gino, I didn't know you had a dark side at all. I had a dark side. I always thought that show Naked and Afraid should film here. Oh yeah, the Naked. I've seen that show. I haven't seen that in a long time. This place can test you survival skills for sure. Wear water shoes. I'll wear water shoes. I don't have water shoes. It's like I'm either on my flip-flops, even in like a rocky area, I'm either on my flip-flops or bare feet. Hello, JP. I will not hold it against you that you and Gray are from the same state. That you and Gray are from the same state. That's funny. JP, Edgar, how is transportation working for you? Edgar, good, but I have a personal driver. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Here in the Philippines, if you and you don't even have to have a lot of money. That's the thing. It's like you can get a driver, you can get a domestic helper. Hell, you can get somebody to come in your house once a week to give you a massage. They're inexpensive. That's why a lot of people enjoy it here. Like a home service massage here will cost you about $9. Somebody to come to your house on a weekly basis to give you a full body massage in your house. It's like there's just no way you can get that in the U.S. No, you can't get that kind of service. And a personal driver, imagine if you have a personal driver in the United States. How much will that cost you? How much would that cost you to have a personal driver? Yes. Could you imagine expats doing protests here, straight to up prison? Yeah, that's a big no-no here, Belize. You know that, Belize. It's like I mentioned that yesterday. You do not want, on a tourist visa, you're a visitor here. You do not want to participate in any protests of any kind. You don't even want to stand in this, if there's a protest going on, you don't need to be there. You don't need to be there. You don't need to be standing on the sidewalk filming it or anything. Don't do that as a foreigner here. Do not get into Philippine politics. They do not like you for foreigners to do that. Filipinos, they don't like foreign people getting involved in politics here. That's a big no-no here. In the US, maybe you could do that, but you can't do that here in the Philippines. It'll get you kicked out of the Philippines so fast. Derek, I saw Mike's Philippines retirement about guy being expired tourist visa for a year. He's 73. Yeah, I know they exist. I know there's people here that exist that they let they let their tourist visa lapse. You know, I've heard that. You know, I've never met a person in person, so I can't vouch for it. But I know in Angeles City, there was a guy that they caught in Angeles City, and he had let his tourist visa expire for like a couple of years. A couple of years. So I don't know what happened to the gentleman, but I'm sure it was not fun for him when they caught him. The Colonel, hey, good morning, Colonel. All right, and all our friends, thank you for joining the live stream, Colonel. Derek, somebody had told me as far as the chickens and turkeys here, Derek, they really don't feed them steroids. I think it's antibiotics to keep them alive, because I guess there's the antibiotics here, there's diseases here that will kill them, that will kill the turkey and chicken. So more like antibiotics, but not steroids. So somebody told me that's in that industry. You know, I don't know much about like turkeys or chicken, but you would think out there the ones that are free range, the ones that are just running around, they'll be more healthier to eat. But the problem is they don't got a lot of meat on them. You know, it's like those chickens running around, they don't got a lot of meat on them. Like Edgar was saying, they're kind of skinny. They're like when you get like the chicken leg, you know, the chicken leg, you're going like, there's not a lot of meat on this leg part. JP, that must be nice, Edgar. JP, mostly watch sports highlights on YouTube for the high price of free. We're pretty much the same. The different sports, I watch the highlights on YouTube. I do subscribe to the NBA. There's an NBA League Pass here. I think I pay $4.99 pesos a month, so $9 a month, and I get to see all the games. And then the same thing with Spot TV. I think that was like 399 pesos when baseball was on, but I canceled that the minute baseball was over. So now my only subscription now is $4.99 for NBA TV, and then Netflix for like $3.99. So those are and we don't have cable TV. So we basically have internet. I pay like $25, 1,400 pesos for internet, and then the two services that I have now for Netflix and NBA TV. So that's the two. Those are our entertainment, pretty much. That serves our entertainment for Dazzle, Liana, Mom, and I. That's our main entertainment here. J-Boy, is it a private tricycle? Edgar's got a private, it's like a Toyota Tamarau. His driver owns a Toyota Tamarau. So it's a good vehicle. It's a Tamarau. It's like a lot of seating. You can see a lot of people in the Tamarau. But you can easily get a tricycle driver here. You can easily like hire one and have a tricycle driver on speed dial. You can pick find a tricycle driver that you like in Calibo, get his cell phone number, and anytime you need him, hey dude, I need to go to the beach. I need to go to the waterfalls. And here, the tricycles can go anywhere here. The tricycles are allowed on the national highway here. You can go on a tricycle here all the way to Iloilo City, all the way to Rojas City from Calibo. Not a problem. The tricycle drivers here will take you if you have a, all they do, if it's like one of those public, Calibo, member of the Calibo public transportation, they'll just put a sign on their window that says private for that ride, for when they're taking you around. And again, you just negotiate the price. One of the things I was gonna bring up today, I did see this. This is I found this interesting. I'll show you a picture of these e-trike things. This e-trike right here, I don't know if you guys can see it. These are like electric e-trikes here. Three-wheeler, usually the driver's in the front. Usually you can put like maybe two people in the back. They're electric on that e-trike. They came out now with the see this e-bike, they're considered e-bike, e-tricycle, hundreds of them here in Calibo, hundred here in your community. Just like people are buying it because very inexpensive. You can buy them for like $1,000, and it gets you all over the place, right? And it's electric. The thing, and people, what they get them for usually is like to take their kids to school, or and the thing about them, you don't need a license to drive one of these things, like that thing right there. They're like all over, all over. You don't need a license. You don't even have to register them. There's no registration on. There's no plate that's required on them. But now they're getting strict on them. Starting December 1st, these e-trike or e-bikes, they no longer are allowed in the national road. Now that's kind of like the definition of national road is kind of like vague here in the province. So what they consider national road. So I'll wait till I see it on December 1st. What's gonna happen? Or are they gonna still allow it in our town here, just inside the town? To like from my house, if I have one of those things to take Leanna to school instead of Bumblebee. You know, I don't know. How, I'm gonna see how it plays out. But people were buying this, like they became really popular. People were buying it because they're so inexpensive. I mean, you can buy one for $1,000 or about 60,000 pesos, and you don't even need a license. I mean, I've seen kids drive this thing. I've seen teenagers drive this to school, you know, because and the bad thing about them is they're so slow. And then they're kind of like skinny. So they're not a full like golf course where it's kind of stable. They don't look like, you know, it looked like you might tip over when you ride one. I rode one of them, my good friend, Ray, when he was here. Ray, he didn't like to drive. He didn't have a license here in the Philippines, but he got one of this. So again, as a foreigner, he was driving this in the Mancha here, going to the public market, going to the beach, using one of this e-bike, e-trike is what they call it. But now, come December 1st, tomorrow, they're not going to be allowed on the national road. So kind of vague on what the national road is. So I'll update you guys. But this is going to be big. This is going to be big because there's so many of them. Even when I drive to Calibo now, you know, there's so many of them in Calibo. Will they consider Calibo National Road? Or, you know, I'm curious to whether they're going to stop these electric tricycles. JP, how much longer waiting on the big arrival for a new Panay Posse member? He's here in less than 30 days. Less than 30 days, Colonel. I will be picking up JP at Caticlan Airport. He's already got his apartment lined up at La Casa Española, so all good. Oh, no, okay, all right. I thought it was a Tamaraw. Thank you. I knew it was a Toyota. My bad there, Edgar. I didn't look at it close enough. It's an old Toyota SUV. I knew it was Toyota though. I knew it was a Toyota, Edgar. The Colonel Chronicles, Edgar. Tricycles on 6-foot fat guys, not fun riding. Yeah. That's why Edgar didn't go with the tricycle, because with a tricycle, if you're tall, you know, I'm 5'10" and I struggle getting in and out of tricycles in Calibo. Always gotta watch your head to bang your head, because you always have to kind of go down, kind of sit down, kind of and then some tricycles, like when you're sitting down, I can't sit up straight. I'm like, the whole time I'm riding the tricycle, I have to have my head down. Or if I do this, it's right there. The ceiling on the tricycle is right there. If it hits a bump, I'm like, bang, you know. So the whole time I'm riding a tricycle, I'm like this. So if you're like 6 foot, yeah, you're in trouble. You're in trouble with the tricycles in Calibo if you're like 6 foot or over. The Colonel really enjoyed my time up in the clan. Returning very soon. All right, Colonel. Can't wait for your next return. And then we'll hang out more, Colonel, for sure. I know you were busy. I knew you were motorbiking, and keep doing that with James. That's awesome. I love the dynamic. I love your videos with James. But you know, if you want to we have a car. You know, we can go places in our car, and be happy to take you around, Colonel. Edgar, I stood on the back deck of the tricycle here in Panay and thought he was gonna be doing a wheelie. He was gonna be doing a wheelie. Yeah. Oh, I know. But you know what? You know, it's like I'm sure you've seen it, Colonel. You know, they can put a lot of people up in them tricycles, man. I have seen like 8 people, not the driver included. You know, the driver. 8 people on one tricycle. I even seen people here on the roof of the tricycle. They even put 2 people on the roof, and they can pack a lot of people on the tricycles. Dazzle the other day, she was going like they were moving a refrigerator, a full-size refrigerator. They had it like tied to the back of the tricycle, and you can tell the tricycle is kind of like the refrigerator is kind of lift, you know, like the colonel was saying, like, it might pop a wheelie, it might pop a wheelie. And Dazzle's like, she told me, is that safe? Is that safe, babe? I was like, well, they got it strapped in, you know, they got it strapped in. JP, 30 days until I land in Katiklan. All right, can't wait, JP. Can't wait to pick you up. Something simple. Good morning, Michael S. in Dumaguete City. And Che, good morning. Good, thank you for joining the live stream this morning. The Colonel's Chronicles. I'll be up to meet ya, JP. All right. Derek says, that's why I'm going to Patong Hinunay. Yeah, I can see that, man. Like, you know, when you go to like more provincial areas like Leyte, Aklan, Capiz, Antique, Iloilo, it's just a different life. You know, to me, if you're going to Panay Island, you're the type that would be like looking for a more peaceful life, you know, away from all the drama, away from all the news, you know. Like, I rarely watch like American news anymore, and even Filipino news. It just feeds on my Facebook. But, you know, for me, you know, it's like I just move on with my life here, you know, my day-to-day quiet life here, you know, in our community here in Aklan, meeting with good friends like the Colonel, like James. You know, I look forward to that. You know, I look forward. You know, we got to hang out. We ate lunch together at the Rib Shack. Good conversation. To me, I just want to enjoy the rest of my life. You know, it's like that drama and all that. You know, I'm away from that. Sorry, I missed you, Colonel, on Thanksgiving. Yeah, no worries, Edgar. We'll have another opportunity when the Colonel comes back from Iloilo City. I'll set up, like, we'll go fishing. I think we all need to go fishing together, right? I know Dazzle's eager to go fishing with everyone. I'll schedule a fishing trip to Loola's Fish Farm. We'll all have a get together there. Maybe for when JP arrives, that will be our welcoming, since JP is the big fisherman, that will be our welcoming JP to Aklan province. We'll have a day of fishing at Loola's Fish Farm. I don't think JP's big on karaoke because when Edgar arrived, karaoke was our welcome to the Aklan province for Edgar. I think for JP fishing, I think that will be our welcoming event for JP. Maybe I can find someone to cook, clean, massage with a boat. With a boat. Send picture of the boat, please. So that's funny. The boats here, man. The boats here, JP, unfortunately, are those bangka. You know, you don't see many like American style boats where you can sleep on the boat. You know, comfortable boat. Man, them bangkas, they're not the most comfortable boats, man. And a lot of times they're noisy, you know, because they got, I know the kind of engine they have, but, you know, usually when you're riding the bangka, there's like you better have some earplugs because it's got that constant noise, like, you know, like cranking the engine, you know. And then when they accelerate, you know, and then it's got like black smoke coming out of it. I don't know what kind of gasoline or diesel, what kind of things they're using, but it's not the most, I don't see many luxurious boats here. Unless you're in Boracay. Then you see yachts even in Boracay, parked in Boracay. Edgar, I'll be around again, brother. No worries. Yeah, that's what I said. I know Colonel's going to be back, you know. We're all going to hang out. Next, when JP arrives, I'll schedule a fishing expedition. JP's welcome to fishing in Aklan. Belus, I live Wild West. I can totally understand your island drawing expats. There is lots of beauty, enough tourists that you have Western foods. Ours, not so much. Not so much, Ella. Yeah, that I think that's the attraction, Belus to Panay Island. Panay Island to me, man, it's like ideal for expats. I've always said it before. Aklan province, Panay Island, man, it's a hidden gem. It's a hidden gem. I know many expats prefer Dumaguete City, Angeles City, and I can't blame them. A lot of expats, they like that nightlife. They like that bar scene, bar hopping. Bar hopping is big with expats, Of course, the girls that's in the bars, Hey, I understand that. Nothing wrong with that. You're single, you want to have a good time, nothing wrong with that. But I do know there are a lot of expats that's behind them already. It's like they don't enjoy like bar scenes, that drinking and anymore, like that scene, right? I know a lot more expats. They're just looking for that peaceful life, man. They're just looking for like, I just want to go fishing. I just want to go on my motorbike on long rides and just enjoy the scenery. I know there's a lot of expats that are like that. That's why they're attracted here to Panay Island, because many places in Panay, like James and Karen's Adventures is showing you, many untapped areas, many places that others haven't been, nobody's ever been. And you can ride your motorbikes on these where they're still building the road. Imagine that, going on an adventure on your motorbike, and they're just building a road in the mountain that's my car can't even get there, right? And you're on your motorbike, seeing like hidden treasures here. To me, if you're that type of person, you will love Aklan province. But if you're more a city person, you're like a BGC person, you need your club, you need your bar where you have a stool on the bar, that might not be, Panay Island might not be for you. I mean, the Philippines just has a variety of things it offers for everyone. But even for Belus, look at Belus. He doesn't have those Western food, like he said, not so much. But I know Belus has a great life in Leyte. I know he's got an amazing wife to share with it, and he's just enjoying every day when he sees the sunshine here. He's got a good life, He feels blessed every time he wakes up in the morning. To me, that's the main thing in life to me, man. It's just like waking up each day and feeling that gratefulness, thankfulness that you're alive, that you see another sunrise, beautiful sun. It's like what more can you ask? Like I said, retirement is no longer given. I see many Americans and on YouTube, I hear from people older than me, a lot older than me, in their 70s, and they can't retire. They can't retire. They're dreaming about the Philippines. They're dreaming about places like this where they can go and just not work anymore. But they have to, in order to survive the day to day. They gotta, be a checker at Walmart. Be a bagger at a grocery. It's like, to me, that's just like horrible. You work all your life, and that's what the end game. Your golden years. It's supposed to be golden. It's supposed to be golden. Edgar, GP, I can talk to my people. I might be able to find someone to take you out on a native boat so that you can fish. Yeah, see, Edgar's got the connections now. Edgar's got more connections now in Calibo than I do, JP, because he's meeting with the locals. He's hanging out with the locals. JP, Colonel, I am looking forward to it. You look confident handling traffic on Jake and the thing with the motorbike, and you're an experienced motorcycle rider, JP. The thing here, the one thing you'll notice, they don't go fast. Even the cars, even when I drive, I don't go fast. Even on the national highway, I'm going 60 kilometers per hour at the most. That's like 39 miles an hour on the highway here. I don't go fast. And motorbikes, you can be on the slow lane. There's 2 lanes normally. You can go on the slow lane. Take your time. Nobody's in a rush here. Hey, there's tricycles in the highway here. So if you imagine, tricycles can't really go that fast because of all the cargo they're carrying. So a motorbike, you can take your time. You'll get used to it. I'm pretty sure, you're a rider. You rode motorbikes in the US, JP. You won't have a problem. JP, you'll be fine. We'll talk more later. Yeah, just be careful. Don't be like a daredevil. Don't be and I know you're not. I know you're not, JP. You want to enjoy many, many years of like motorcycle riding here. Did you know a chicken actually is a meat-eating animal, not just grains? They eat like eagle. Boy, the native chicken eggs rock. Way better. Oh, I'll have to check that out. I don't think I've had a native chicken egg. I'll have to ask Dazzle about that, Belus. Thank you for that, Belus. LV, good morning all. Hey LV, Journey Symbol, Ted and LV. Good morning. The Colonel Chronicles. Good morning, LV. Gino, not only are native chickens skinny, the meat is tough too. Yes. I'm not a big fan. Of like the native chicken. I know in restaurants here, they actually cost more sometimes. When you go at the restaurants in Calibo, I know at the backyard, when it's native chicken, they make it sound like it's a better chicken than the regular chicken. But for me, it's kind of tough. It's hard. They have to be prepared right. It can get like chewy and tough. I prefer the regular grocery bought like a dressed chicken, the magnolia chicken than the native chicken. Good morning, Doug. Good morning, Doug from LV. Belus, morning, Colonel. Salute. Great video on your way in Thailand and exiting. Happy you were able to make the move. Yeah. I know. It's like, and the Colonel's not the only one that that lived for many years. My friend Ryan, he lived many years in Thailand. He learned how to speak because he was teaching English in Thailand. He learned how the Thai language, but he moved here to the Philippines too. He's been here now for several months now because he just thinks it's better. The thing that Ryan told me about the Philippines, that from him, coming from a person that lived 8 years in Thailand, he feels, I was talking to him, he just feels that Filipinos compared to Thai women are more like a wife material. They're more traditional, respect their husband, and that's why he's here. He's like single. He's like 45 years old. He moved from 8 years in Thailand. Now he's in the Philippines, and I'm pretty sure he's looking for a wife here in the Philippines. So for me, that said a lot about Thailand for me, just because here's a guy that lived in Thailand for 8 years, speaks the Thai language, but decides to move here to find a permanent partner, a wife, because from what he's seen, Filipinas just make better wives. The Colonel, let me know if anyone takes a tricycle all the way to Iloilo from a clan. I want to you want to chronicle that? I want to fun times for sure. I know Colonel, my neighbor here, they own a tricycle and they always go to Rojas City. That's like a common. They actually on their way back they buy a lot of seafood in Rojas City. So the back of their tricycle it's filled with like. The mussels, the tahong, they call tahong, the mussels, and other seafood, buckets of it, because they would, in coolers, and when they come to our neighborhood here, they sell it here in the neighborhood by the kilo. So I know one of my neighbor here goes to Rojas City all the time on a tricycle. Imagine that, right? You've seen the ride, right, from Calibo to Rojas City. It's closer than Iloilo City, but that's still a trek on a tricycle. That's at least 2 hour plus on a tricycle. That would be fun to chronicle. That's funny, Colonel. Thanks, Belus. So much more to the story, but we didn't take the time. Could be a mini series. I believe you, Colonel. It could be a mini series. I bet. And I remember even my short time in Korea. I had similar experience. I didn't get married in Korea or anything, but I had similar experience there in Korea with Korean women. They're just a different culture, different experience for sure. I got memories of that living in Korea for a year. So I can't even imagine living for many years in Thailand. Belus, them electric tuk-tuk, I had e-bike sucked. You had an e-bike sucked? LOL. All right. Would rather have a Trek mountain bike, honestly. Oh, I would love, man. You know, it's like, man, I'm a bike guy. I'm a bicycle guy. A Trek mountain bike, road bike, man. I had to give it up, you know, a few years ago. I'm always tempted. I still have a bicycle. I have a foldable bicycle right there. I just ride it around the community here. I'm always tempted to get like a mountain bike or something because I do miss it. But, you know, like the Colonel and I were talking about this over Thanksgiving dinner. Sometimes you have to accept reality. You know, sometimes you have to accept reality. We're getting older. I'll be 60 next year. Probably not a good idea for me to be on mountain bikes anymore, or even hiking up big mountains anymore. You know, I'm not the young man that I used to be. And sometimes it's hard to accept that, you know, especially for me. You know, I used to be an adventurer. I used to be a mountain biker. I used to mountain bike through the Arizona desert, you know, with a backpack, with like, you know, just water, and just sleep in the desert with no gear. You know, I was just an adventurer like that. And I miss that. I miss that, like, carelessness, like be free, like that's why I enjoy James and Karen's adventure when they go on their little adventures. I enjoy it because I see a lot of me when I was 45, his age. I could see a lot of that James in me, where I didn't care. You know, it's like, well, if I get in an accident, I get in an accident. You know, it'll heal. You know, it'll heal. You know, it's like I was just like, let's do it. Let's climb that mountain. Let's jump over that waterfalls. Let's jump over that cliff. Let's do it. You know, it's like, but you know, as you age, you kind of like, hey, you know, it's like, you know, the last thing I need is to break any bones. I've never broken any bones in my body, so the last thing I need to happen to me is break a bone here. That at age 60, probably not a good thing. You know, it's like they don't heal as well, and probably would change my life if I break a hip or something like that. So sometimes you have to accept reality. Sometimes you have to accept reality. JP Edgar, that would be awesome. One of my dreams is to go out with a traditional boat. Just no Jaws inspired white shark. Oh, now, I've never seen a white shark here, or even heard of a white shark here. I don't think you might see a shark, but you know, here in the Philippines, they eat shark here, so they don't have a chance. The Filipinos will eat anything that's out of the ocean here. So you don't see like unless you go maybe farther out in the ocean, deep waters, you know, and most of the bangkas, they'll just go island hopping to one island to another. I don't think we'll ever see like a Jaws type, you know, like a monster size 12 foot a shark here. They don't let them grow that big here, JP. They get eaten here in the Philippines. Chronicle JP, Liam, mabuhay, Liam. Thank you. No English, please. Speak Hindi. Oh, I don't speak Hindi, brother. Edgar, I don't think sharks are a problem. I haven't heard much about. Yeah, I've been here 14 years, JP, and never heard a shark attack. I've never heard a shark attack. Not in Panay Island, or not anywhere. I've never heard a shark. If anything, I'll be worried for the sharks here. You know, I'll be worried for them. They're gonna get eaten here. Prash Hank. All right. Antonio. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Antonio Ulnagan. All right. Thank you. Love from India. Thank you. Love from India. Appreciate India joining the live stream this morning. LV, there are tiger sharks here and lots of treasure sharks, which are great to eat, much like swordfish. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. There's probably sharks. Like I've seen them in the market. But they're not gigantic sharks. They're usually maybe 3-4 foot, you know, and they're in the public market. You know, you can buy them. You can buy a shark here so you can cook it. JP, you got to karaoke. it gets you the most points. Oh, well, that's the thing. Not bad, not bad. Good suggestion, though. It does. It gives you JP. It does give you pogi points. Gives you pogi points if you sing karaoke. Because Filipinos, they love karaoke here. So you do get pogi points for singing karaoke here. Pogi points is like handsome. Pogi is handsome. Handsome points if you do karaoke. Manila Gorilla Martin. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Ray in the field. Good morning. Good morning, Ray. Mary Jane Chavez. Hi, Gino. Good morning. I'm sorry. Oh, no worries. Thank you so much. It's been tough the last few days. I'm not gonna lie. It's like whoo, man. It's like I just didn't. It was all of a sudden. 11 and a half years, and Chloe was our baby. It's like we always treated her like a baby. We always carried her. She loved to be held. She'll put her head on my shoulder. That we took turns carrying her around. So it'll be a while. It'll be a while for us to the pain, a little bit of pain, a little hurting from missing Chloe. In U.S., think good transportation, a home, a mortgage, high insurance premiums, food eats up to your income, then you have nothing. My family is so blessed in the U.S., in Wyoming, to have land. Sell, no way. Yeah. It's like hi, strong man. All right, Ahmed. All right, Ahmed. Oh, I finally got to the bottom. All right. I got to the bottom of the comments here. Belus, Edgar. Here we have hammerheads it's territorial, and they are issues sometimes. Kill a few here in late every year. Yeah. You eat everything, and it's good survival. I know, right? Especially for Filipinos, you guys can imagine. For Filipinos, anything in the ocean, man, it's edible. Pretty much, I know, unless it's plastic or something like that. But pretty much, seaweed, you name it, anything that comes out of the ocean, man, that's a bounty from the ocean here. And anything that comes out gets eaten. Urchins, all kinds of fish, all types of squid, octopus, yeah, you name it. It gets eaten, a shark included. People eat shark in the Philippines. All right, Derek, thank you. Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw my friend in West Virginia shared it on my Facebook. There was a female soldier, young female soldier that lost her life. Rest in peace for sure. Something simple. Beautiful morning sunshine. Making my rounds, God bless. All right, thank you, Michael S. Michael. I got more time now. The last few days has been kind of hectic with Chloe's burial in Caticlan. Just making arrangements. We have a headstone being built. We went to Caticlan and buried her in our land. We had to cement, dug the hole, cement it. We wanted to make sure no animal will dig it because it's still an empty land. So we built a cement structure with hollow blocks, metal, rebar, buried Chloe there. And just right now it's just covered with like cement, so it's solid. Nothing's gonna get in it. But we're gonna decorate it. We're gonna build a tombstone. Maybe even just rocks, flowers. Even we're thinking of building like a small doghouse over her tombstone. That way when we go to Caticlan, we can still visit her. The sea snake. Ooh, man, the sea snake. Yeah, those are scary looking, right, Belus? They're like the black and stripe. They're like stripe color, and they like swim like this. Man, I worry about those. I worry about sea snakes when I'm out in the ocean here. They get bad rap. I think they get a bad rap from me. I'm scared of them. When I see them, I will run away from them, man. I've seen many even brush my leg. Ooh, I don't know. I'll be worried if they brush my leg, man. And never bit me. Really, we have bad snake, but bites come from defensive strikes. Yeah, I agree. I think that's how most snakes bites happen anyway. They're protecting their territory, or you step on them or something like that. They're not there to like to attack you, come from nowhere just to attack you. But I have seen them swim in the ocean here, like they're going this, the serpentine, doing that movement in the ocean. I move away when I see them. I've seen enough of them when I used to snorkel all the time in Boracay Island, in mainland Aklan, in Antique. Did a lot of snorkeling before. I've seen plenty. I've seen plenty of sea snakes here. I'm always so excited and thankful for. Oh, thank you, Michael S. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Appreciate you, man. You are my morning coffee and breath of. All right, and I try to keep it, man. I just try to keep it real. This is who I am. It's like I'm always fired up. I know setback, of course. Kind of sad with Chloe still, but I'll keep pressing, man. I wanted to continue the live stream. I was thinking about taking a break, but even during when I got cancer, I wasn't doing live streams then when I had cancer, but I still made a video. For me, it actually helps me. It's like dealing with grief. I'm busy with my laptop. I'm busy filming. I'm busy with live stream. At least I don't have time to think. So it's helping me. And Dazzle and I we're really supporting each other. We're making sure that the minute Dazzle wakes up, I'm there. Dazzle's not, she used to stay here downstairs all the time at nighttime. She works out, she does her jump rope, she'll exercise here. But she can't do that now because she used to have Chloe here downstairs with her. So now she's sleeping early with me or hanging out. If I'm sleeping, she's still upstairs. So we're kind of watching out each other that way we don't get too sad. Derek, do you have a cemetery plot for your family there also? For Dazzle's family, yes. In Tabon, they live in a Katiklan. It's called Sitio Tabon Bukid. There's like two places. Sitio Tabon Bukid is like up on a hill. That's where our land is. It's in Sitio Tabon Bukid. And then downstairs, like below, is a Sitio Tabon Baybay. Tabon Baybay. I gotta do the land because it's along the beach. Like our land's only 5 minutes to like Tabon Beach and Tabon Port, which that's why we bought it there. We wanted to be close to the beach. And then Tabon Port is one of the ports to go to Boracay Island. So once we build our house there, I can be in Boracay Island, 15-minute ferry every day. I can go to Boracay Island every day. That's why we bought the land there. That's why we plan on building our house there. Not big, same measurements of our house, maybe 400 to 500 square foot. Like I said, just a 1-bedroom. We'll build like an outdoor kitchen. That way, we'll be close to Boracay. We'll be a 5-minute walk to the beach. Can go to Boracay anytime. To me, that will be my final destination. That will be like, to me, that will be my ultimate retirement here in the Philippines. And the land belongs to Dazzle. It's all on Dazzle's name. So it's all, we got the title and everything. She's got it here, actually. Long process, actually, to get this title and everything to her land, but all secured, it's all under her name, so we're all good with that. And the cemetery plot, it's in that same, they have a cemetery there. Grandma's there. Grandma passed away like about 3 years ago, January, but 3 years. That's where she's buried. There's plots there that's like designated for Dazzle's family. Some of Dazzle's relatives are on the same plot. It's not it's the actual cemetery. It's not like people's like land, I don't think you can do that anymore. I'm not sure you can do that here in the Philippines. Or if you have a big piece of land to just bury your relatives there, I don't see that anymore here. Everybody's still got to be buried in a cemetery. We're allowed with Chloe because that, it's not a person. Divine said hi. All right, Divine. Live streams are therapeutic for me. All right, Michael says. That's good, man. That's good. It's like we have to always find like things that we enjoy, right? Things that, for me, I enjoy doing YouTube because of all the people I've met. I've met so many good people on YouTube, man. James, yeah, James is like one of my really good friends now. The Colonel, I can tell we're gonna be bonded. Edgar's my brother. It's like Stevie's my brother. JP's gonna be my brother here soon. And I know Michael. The minute I meet you, we're gonna bond really quick. I can tell we're gonna be brothers too. So that's what YouTube is for me. It's like I met really good friends on YouTube. All right, there's Liana. They just came home from church. They rode a tricycle. They rode a tricycle. Yeah. Every time the church goes out, there's mom right there.
Morning.
All right. Every time the church lets out here in Numancia, there's like tricycles there waiting to take you. Totoy, what happened? You just step on Totoy?
No, I just do this.
Oh, you just hug him Totoy. And we still have Totoy. That's why Toto is always like a smiley face. Totoy's got the Joker. We call her Jokerina. Jokerina, so we call, because when she's just like looking at you, she got the Joker laugh. Like a Joker smile face. And then she's got the ugly face. When she's like gets excited, she gives you like the ugly face. But she's just happy when she gives you the ugly face. Hosting lives. All right, man. Yeah, I like watching your live streams too by Michael S. Michael S. from Dumaguete City. He does a lot of live streams, something simple, over at the Boulevard. And we've been there. Dazzle and I have been to the Boulevard. They just came back from a trip to Siquijor. Nice video at Siquijor. I want to visit Siquijor one day. We haven't. I wish we have done that when we were already in Dumaguete. I don't know what I was thinking, but we ran out of time when we were in Dumaguete City. We did Dumaguete City, Bacong, Dao, that area. We visited areas there, so we just ran out of time. I wish we had made the trip to because we drove our car to Dumaguete City. We could have easily just left the car in Dumaguete City, got on a ferry to Siquijor. I didn't realize it was that close. So many things. That area when you go to like Dumaguete City, there's so many things to do there. It's like. It's like you got Bacong, the Darwin, all the way to Sambonguita. You got lakes. You got lakes there. You got Valencia. You can go to Bohol. You can go to Siquijor. So you need like 30 days. You need like 30 days in Dumaguete City to see all the sites there. Edgar, the graveyards here in Calibo are so different than what we are used to back home. Everything is above ground. Yes, right? The one in Calibo, everything's above ground, and they stack them. They stack them high too. It's like you can have like it's a square with the marker of the person, and you can have like a person on top of that, a person on top of that, a person on top of that, like 4 people in like a one straight going up. Because I guess because of the space in the cemetery. They go up. They keep going up. When you add a family member, you just put the family member on top of the other family member. But I guess everybody's together. That's the positive thing about it. Waga. Osio Waga. Okay. J-Boy, Edgar. Probably because sometimes they stack them up. Yep, they stack them up. Yeah, that's how the cemetery is here. In Numancia too, the cemetery in Numancia is the same way. They stack up people. I heard Philippine S. Edgar, yes, J-Boy, Belus, Edgar, death here, big deal. Even after you die, they move your bones after so many years to family plot. In Wyoming, we can plant family on farm. Yeah, I know. Maybe some people they'll do that here, but I haven't seen it. I know. Everybody gets buried in a cemetery here. I do know that in Calibo now they are building a big crematorium, where they can burn you to ashes. Before that, there wasn't. That's not common here in the Philippines. Like getting turn into ashes, or the urn, put you in an urn. Crematorium. That's not big here in the Philippines, but they're building one now in Calibo, right up because of the pandemic. During the pandemic, there was a requirement, for when people die with COVID, they just turn you into ashes. They burn you because they don't want the COVID to spread. So now they're gigantic. From Calibo headed to New Washington, big crematorium that they're building there. Yes, YouTube and the Philippines have opened so many doors for friendships. It's all a blessing. Yes, I know it is. For even for like you, Michael, I would have never met you. I would have never met you without YouTube, without the live streams, without connecting. It's I would have never met James and Karen. I would have never met the Colonel and Edgar. Edgar was telling me that. It's with Edgar. He met me because of YouTube. It's we would have never met. How would have we met? He's in Ohio. I'm here in the Philippines, in Aklan. But it's a blessing, definite blessing. Now we got lifelong friends. We're lifelong brothers. J-Boy, how is Stevie going? Is he catching and cooking? He is. He's catching and cooking a lot. He knows a lot of the locals. I get text messages from Steve. Stevie's very private, and I respect that. I wasn't gonna interview him, or he didn't even want me to take a picture of him, which is cool. No worries. But he's having a great time. His landlord's a good friend of mine, Maricel, Gary. Gary's he's an expat. They're good friends of mine. I've been friends with them for many years. So I know he's in a good apartment, good place. But he's met locals. He's met yesterday or 2 days ago, he texted me. He said he went to Malay Poblacion, which is a good distance, about 30, 45 minutes away from his place. He rode a tricycle, and it was a free ride because the guy he befriended in Katiklan just was going to renew something, paperwork with the Malay. So I said, ask him, hey, you want to tag along? So he did. So he got to drive around Malay, the area of Malay, the beaches around Malay. He got to see Malay. He said, I didn't realize how big Malay is. Malay is the town or municipality that Boracay Island belongs. Boracay Island belongs to the municipality of Malay. And there's also talk about making it a city. I don't know. It's a rumor. I don't know. I haven't seen anything official about it. I'm sure it's the politics and so I don't get involved with that. But there was talk about making Malay a city. It would surprise me that if they make it a city, because it's not that it's big in space, but not many people. Fortune was even telling me, you need 150,000 people to be a city, and I know they don't have that. They don't have 150,000 people. They probably don't have 50. They probably don't even 50,000 people. I'll ask Stevie to send me pictures of the things that he catches and cooks. I will ask him that. Morning, J-Boy. J-Boy, hey Michael. All right, Belus. Have a great day, all right, have a great day, Belus. God bless, my brother. Hang laundry. Hey, I know that, man. I was hanging laundry yesterday. That was my mom. She came home late last night, so yesterday, Leanna and I were doing laundry, and I was hanging all our laundry yesterday. Lots of connections from Duma to visit, and very convenient. Definitely a plus. Here. Oh, yes, definitely, man. It's so cool how it's so close to everything. It's you can go to Bacolod City, you can go to Cebu City, you can go to Bohol, you can go to Siquijor. It's geography-wise, man. There's a lot of places you can visit from Dumaguete City. God bless Blues. All right, God bless Blues from Michael. Hey, Michael C., my good friend, Entrese Martires. Good morning, bro. Happy Sunday. Back home. Oh, wow, I didn't know you had headed back to Chicago in a big winter storm. Ooh, 6. Whoa, that's a lot of snow. 6. I remember my snow days in Misawa Air Base in Japan. 6.5 inches. That's a lot of snow, man. That's a lot of snow. Stay safe, brother. Stay safe. I'm sure you're eager to get what you need to get done in Chicago and be home in Trece Martires in Cavite. All right, I got to the bottom. I got to the there's go. Oh no, I thought. My bad. I thought you had. I know you go once in a while. I know you go once in a while back to back home in Chicago. But the news is telling me. Yeah. All right. You know, I thought you because I know you travel. You know, I know you travel back to Chicago every so often. You got family. You got family there in Chicago. In January, all right. I see. I knew you always schedule a trip to Chicago. So in January, and that's gonna be even more winter, right? January is like winter in the U.S., man. Did you eat breakfast? There's malunggay. Oh. There's pandesal. I got that this morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm gonna heat up a couple of them in the toaster. Yeah, the malunggay pandesal when you get them, it's amazing when it's like freshly made out of the oven. I already ate like 2 or 3, but you know they cool off pretty quick, and when they get cool, they get dense. They kind of like tighten up, and then it becomes dense. So what I do is I cut it in the middle, and I toast both sides, almost kind of like a muffin. It almost becomes like a muffin, and then I spread like jam or I spread peanut butter on it. Michael. Rose said hi. All right. I will tell Dazzle that Rose said hello. Thank you, Michael. Mom's heating up water. You know, she's gonna have coffee. She's gonna have coffee and pandesal. All right, there. I got a message from Stevie. He goes, "Magandang umaga, guys." Stevie says, "Magandang umaga, guys." He always greets me, "Magandang umaga, guys," and then "Magandang hapon, guys." You know, those are every day I get a greeting from Stevie on my WhatsApp, and then I ask him, "Hey, how's your day going?" He's having a great time. Yesterday he was asking me about his tourist visa because you know he got his 29 days initial. That's when you land here in the Philippines, you get 29 days free, no charge. First 29 days for 29 days. Now he's got to renew it. I told him he's got 2 options in Caticlan. He can go to Boracay Island. He can renew it there. His apartment, he can walk to like Tabon Port, take the ferry to Boracay. So he's like in less than 30 minutes, he can be in Boracay. And immigration office in Boracay, they had moved. I had filmed it the other day that they were on the main road, but I guess they moved. They're not on the main road anymore. They're at Robinson's Mall now. Robinson's Mall, near Fairways and Blue Water, near City Mall, Boracay is where the Robinsons is. And that's where you can renew your tourist visa there if you're in Boracay. Or if he doesn't want to go to Boracay, he can go here into Calibo. Calibo is really nice to do your, wherever you're free, let's chat. All right, no worries. Michael is messaging. For sure, man. We can like do a video call even. We can do that, video call or video audio call. You know, up to you. I'm always on a call with people. You know, mom can tell you here. People are always calling me. You know, it's like a video chat. All right, yeah. I'm always on a video chat. I'm always on a video call with people. That's why YouTube keeps me pretty busy. You know, it's like. It's really getting to the point where you know when people, you know, it's like they tell me, yeah, you know, you should do this to grow your channel. In a way, I'm happy where I'm at because if my channel grows anymore, it might start feeling like work for me because of all the people I'm tracking. You know, I'm tracking so many people. You know, it's like I know like this coming week, Emilio, his name's Emilio. He's coming to Calibo. He's going to be in Calibo. He's going to stay at La Casa Española for a few days, then headed to Boracay. I know my friend in Hawaii. He's American, a Filipina wife. They're gonna be here in December. I don't know the final dates yet. Here, it actually to meet me. I know there's people that want to meet me in Boracay this coming before Christmas. My friend Robbie from Rhode Island. They're gonna be Christmas Day to New Year's. They're gonna be in Boracay. So, man, sometimes I'm like, okay, how do I, I need like to manage my calendar, and I haven't done that. I don't, I'm gonna go with the flow kind of guy, man. I don't like I don't like setting appointments with people, because when you set up appointments with people, something always falls through, right? They'll either cancel or something comes up with me, so that's why even with James and I always tell James, we'll see each other, we'll hang out when we can, because he's busy, right? James is busy videoing, he's on adventures and all that. So, when I see him, I'm happy. I'm happy when I see him, because, hey, brother, then we catch up, we talk and we catch up. But, it's YouTube life, when you start growing your channel, it gets pretty hectic. Keeping track of people, I have on my iPad here. I'll show you guys. I got on my iPad, my little iPad here helps me like track all the people I'm tracking that, yeah, this is like a list of people. I got their name, like their YouTube handle, their real name right there. This is my iPad. And look how many people I got in here. I can keep going. So because to me, I think it's important. Just me now, it's like, I know, for me, it's, you're not just a YouTube handle person for me. I want to get to know you. I want to know, like when OB Adventures, I see OB Adventures, I know his old son, his wife's Aliyah, his son is Isaiah, Caleb is in college, they're from Columbia, South Carolina. I'm the type of guy. I want to know you. I don't want you to be just like somebody that like makes comments and I answer back. I take the time. My brain is not as efficient as it used to be. I'm getting older, so used to be I'm really sharp. I had a great memory. Even when Dazzle and I went to college, Dazzle would like look at me sometimes. My math skills are fast. When we were in college, Dazzle would look at me. It's like, dang, how do you know that? How do you know that? But when you get older, man, the things, stuff starts going away. Some of your skills when you're getting older, they don't function. They don't function the same way, man. They don't function the same way. Something simple. I understand you can get busy and have a life whenever you are. Oh no, man, I'll make time. It's one thing, Michael. With certain people that I really connect, man, I will make time. I will make, and you're one of them. You're one of them, brother. It's like, you ain't got to worry. I will make time. I don't care how busy I am. I'll drop everything for you. I just got people, I can't do it for everybody, but I do have, my close knit, my close circle of friends. Like James. James will just call me on a video call, like randomly. And I'm over like, hey James, hey, what's up, brother? It's like I'm excited to receive his phone calls, and that's to me, I'm like that with my brothers. Michael C. Gino, you do a fabulous job with helping people in every way. Keep on blessing people. You are a gentleman. All right, thank you, appreciate that, Michael C. Wow, Gino. Can be overwhelming as the channel grows. I feel it because we are meeting so many amazing blessings. Yes, I'm careful, the thing, my advice, Michael, and for other YouTubers, that's like you're growing your channel, you're connecting with a lot of people, prioritize your relationship with Che or whoever your partner is. That's always me. I never lost track of that, because I have seen some vloggers that they got famous, right? I'm not gonna mention any. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but you know how they grew their channel and they split up, because the YouTube world consumed them and they forget what was important. Like for me, I will never forget Dazzle's #1 priority. I can drop YouTube tomorrow when it comes to Dazzle. That's how much I love Dazzle. And don't lose that. Don't lose that, Michael, because you're going to get big, brother. I can tell. You're like James and Karen. You guys are just going to explode. You guys are younger than me. You got the energy. You got the personality. You guys are going to explode. You're like the future YouTube sensations, man. You're awesome. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of you and Che. I'm a fan of James and Karen. I like the dynamic, the relationship. It reminds me a lot when Dazzle and I were dating, and then when we first got married, it's like, you guys got it. You got it. That thing that they call the it. You got it, man. Very true, Gino. Words of wisdom, Gino. Thank you for the advice. Yes. Don't forget that. Don't forget that your love of your life, your partner, number one priority, all times. YouTube, anything else, secondary. Dazzle and I think that's why we will be celebrating our 10th wedding anniversary in April, because Dazzle and I, throughout our relationship when we're dating, and now we'll be married 10 years, we were always number one with each other. She's my number one, I'm her number one. She treats me number one ahead of any member of her family, even mom, even Leanna. I'm number one. And to me, that's how it's supposed to be, right? To me, we're the partners. We're number one to each other. To me, that's how our relationship will work. That's why we always have the love. We always have the love, man. It's amazing. I see, like we've been together for so long, but I feel like we were still. The feeling I get that I share with Dazzle every day is the feeling I see with you, Michael and Che, when I see you riding the tricycle when you're on a date. That look you guys have each other. That's why I enjoy your channel, because I can relate to that, because even to this day, that look, we never lost that. We every single day, the minute Dazzle wakes up, I'm hugging her on the stairs, our morning hug, and then we go plan our day, whatever we decide what's our day gonna be.
I'm saying always I love you.
Yeah, and saying always I love you. See, mom knows. We're always saying, we don't forget. That's the night. We say I love you so many times during the day, and we don't get tired of it. We don't get tired of it. That's why we connect. I feel an instant connection to you. Long lost brother. I know, brother. All right, I'm gonna end the live stream here. Thank you so much for everyone. Thank you so much for everyone joining the live stream this morning. I hope everyone has a good Sunday. Have a good Saturday in the United States. Everyone take care, and everyone please stay blessed. Stay blessed.